Alright, we're back on the road again for what might be our, well, it's either our second to last trip of 2018 or our last trip of 2018. We are heading up to Alexandria, Minnesota. We've never been to Alexandria before, at least as far as I can remember. We've been out that direction. I don't think we've ever been to Alexandria. So we're staying at what state park is that in?
Lake Carlos State Park.
Lake Carlos State Park. All right. So we're heading out on the road, and like I said, might be our last trip, might be the second to last trip. We'll see. But either way, Scampy's getting out on the road again. So I know it's super dark, but this is our first time here at the fill station at night. I don't know if it's going to pick up any of that. It's pretty dark. It's not getting a whole lot, but we've been at filling up with water obviously before, but this is definitely the first time that it's that we've done it at night. So it's been kind of interesting, and of course, you roll in at night and your hose is buried. So normally before during the day, of course, we had it out, but now it's buried. So anyways, I'll take you to the back of the camper. You can kind of see what's going on there. It's not picking up really anything here, unfortunately. But even with our pressure regulator, you really can't have the pressure too high on this, because on these Scamp campers, you just have a tiny little area, tiny little spot, and it's just not doing any justice to pick it up. But to fill it with anyways. Man, what an absolutely beautiful morning. It's still pretty early. I don't know, I suppose it's about 7 o'clock. Check out this view from our campsite. How amazing is that? This is probably the best state park in the sense of views that we have ever been to. It is so gorgeous. Beautiful to wake up to that this morning. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. A lot of fishermen here, so it must be a good lake to fish. A little overcast this morning. Sun hasn't quite really poked through the clouds and all, but I'd say overall it's a so far a good trip. We rolled in last night really kind of late, about 9, just before 9, and we got set up in the site about 9:30. So we had to fill up with water and everything. If you couldn't see that, that's what we were doing in the dark last night. So I need to get a light for this camera really bad. If somebody has a recommendation of a really good hot shoe style light, let me know in the comments below. But just gorgeous. It's just absolutely beautiful. They've actually got docks out here for you to put your boat in at, and then boom, people just tie them up. It's really kind of cool. I don't know if I've ever seen a state park like this before. At least not in Minnesota. So we just dropped Sarah off at her conference that she has going on today. That's actually why we're here in Alexandria. She has a work conference every year, and we thought, you know, they pay for her to stay in a hotel for a couple nights. Well, why not see if they'll pay for us to stay at a campground, which would be a lot cheaper, and then we can stay together. So we've never, like I said, we've never been to Alexandria though before, and her conference just happened to be here this year. So we're at this really cool park. Let me show you. Just an absolutely beautiful day out here. So we're at Lake Carlos State Park, and it's really a beautiful, I mean, we haven't went hiking yet. We're going to. We just got some trail maps, and so we're gonna go out and do some hiking. And I kind of went and explored Alexandria a little bit. We got a couple more days. We'll probably go back and explore some more. Yeah, it's just gorgeous out here. It's a little windy, but I tell you what, this campsite is absolutely incredible. This state park is kind of, it's not as cleared out as St. Croix was, but I can see how on a busy weekend, you would be surrounded by campers, you would want a site that's right along the lake. Let me show you here what I mean by right along the lake. So this is our view from our campsite. Here's Scampy. And here's our view from our picnic table. It's just absolutely beautiful. Banks has already found his spot where he's gonna lay. He's kind of wound himself up. I see he's walked around it too many times. He wound himself a short leash. We'll have to fix that. Nice little beach area running all along there. Again, this is Lake Carlos. A lot of lakes in this area, but really pretty. Kind of wish it was warm enough to go swimming. It's actually quite cold. The furnace works great still in the Scamp, so it was about this time last year when we took Scampy out on his first trip down to Owatonna, Minnesota. Rice Lake or Rice Creek State Park, whatever it's called down there, was the first trip with Scampy. So here's some of the sites anyways here, so you can see what I mean by when I showed St. Croix, there weren't as many trees. So, you know, you really couldn't tell where one site began, the other one ended, and you really didn't have any privacy there. There's a lot more privacy here. But it's just great because we're here in the middle of the week, there's nobody here, and we've got all the privacy we could ask for, really, in a site like this. Here, the dog keeps stopping to do his business, so you know how that goes. But anyways, it's a beautiful park. I mean, it's really nice and quiet so far, except for monsters like that. I'm gonna head up to the visitor center and see if they're even open today. It's a Wednesday. chair. This is what Banks does. We just got done with the big old honking walk, and he's tired, and the ground just is just too hard for him. Isn't that right, Banks? Isn't that right, Banks? Yeah. Well, it's another beautiful morning out here, still at Carlos State Park. Yesterday, the wind was blowing so hard. We actually, we set the table back up, the dinette from our bed. Of a last minute decision because it was so windy out. It was actually warmer than it was on the night before when we first got here. But the wind was just blowing so hard that we were not going to eat out at the picnic table. Wake up to just another beautiful morning out here. Just a gorgeous shot of the lake.
So we are walking on this trail again, and we're gonna check out a part that we didn't see. So we're walking on this trail, we're seeing, you can see this is beautiful. You can see the lake down there. You can see the dog about to pee.
Starting to get into some of what's called the old growth forest. So I'm assuming we're going to see some pretty big oaks here. Must have been an area that wasn't logged off, wasn't cleared before it became a state park, so you can kind of see in there. It's pretty thick with some large oaks. Still, this trail just follows along the lake. It's just beautiful.
Look at that, it's beautiful.
Thing about owning a Scamp. I think out of all of the different campers that you can own, a Scamp just stands out. Really any fiberglass. I suppose a Casita would be the same way, or any of the other makers of fiberglass camper, but we just fueled up here at the gas station, and just, you know, this guy just randomly asked us about the camper, and as we were packing up to leave the campsite, we actually had somebody ask us if we, asked us about the camper, and they had been interested in a Scamp, period. And that's why we started this channel, was to be able to help people out, because there's not a lot of information online about really any of these campers. So we're just able to enjoy it ourselves, but also we're able to enjoy talking about it with other people. And so that's just been really cool. You know, twice in one day we're able to just talk about the Scamp. Yeah, it just was a really good experience at Lake Carlos State Park. If you're ever able to get up to Lake Carlos or down to it, depending on what part of the country you're in, I guess, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful park. If you're wanting electricity, make sure you get the lake sites. So it's in the lower campground, and I think it started at like 111 or 112 and went up to like 124 were the site numbers. Then you don't have anybody blocking your view of the lake. So that's my advice for that campsite. Anything to add, baby? So that's the end of this video. Until next time, hit that subscribe button if you're liking what you see. And as always, God bless.